I know this is one of the best weeks of our lives here. We come here and we see everybody we know, but also, be part of the event. So who knows what Cambridge have in store for next year? I'm curious, but it's going to be hard to beat. So, but so far so good.
Oh, Dan.
Adam Silver believed the blueprint was flawless. The NBA commissioner had poured money, resources, and credibility into the WNBA, fully expecting a clean growth story and feel-good headlines.
I honestly just got so triggered by Caitlin Clark's golf debut, and it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
What he got instead was the loudest public relations mess of his tenure. And bizarrely, it didn't start on a basketball court. It started with a golf swing. Caitlin Clark was supposed to be the crown jewel, the rookie phenom who finally pushed the WNBA into sustained profitability.
LPGA understand what's great for business. Not what's good for business, what's great. It'd be nice if the WNBA could get with the program. It'd be nice if you didn't allow your greatest asset to get beat up and hacked and fouled 94 feet and be targeted since day one of stepping into the league. It'd be nice. It'd be smart. You'd be better off. But you guys are going to do what you want to do.
Instead, her golf appearance exposed everything that's been broken behind the scenes. I'll be honest, Caitlin Clark's golf debut irritated me, and none of that frustration belongs to her. It belongs squarely to the WNBA. Because in one single day, the LPGA did everything the WNBA failed to do all season.
What that could do for their sport. They understand that let's say 1,000 new eyeballs, 10,000 new eyeballs show up. If only they could get a fraction of those new eyeballs to become fans, they understand that's a win. They understand that that's a bonus. They understand that's not the opportunity that comes across them every single day. So they need to capitalize on this moment. We also had the speaking engagement that Caitlin Clark took part in last season. I'm assuming we're going to run it all back. We're going to run it all back. We're going to have the speaking engagement, the panel.
They understood visibility. They understood momentum. They understood star power. Silver watched as interest spiked, headlines multiplied, and fans flooded timelines. Engagement soared. Merchandise buzz followed. It looked like the perfect crossover moment, until the contrast became impossible to ignore.
For bringing all these eyeballs and, the Caitlin Clark effect that we talk about, viewership, money, all of those things. All of the people who were shouting this for the entire WNBA season, this is an instance where we are proved correct. You see her at this event, you see the kind of noise that this is making, you see that this is trending on social media, you see that SportsCenter, Bleacher Report, all of these places, every media outlet is covering this, and you don't say anything. That's what we were talking about this whole season. We were correct. The fans that were saying that the WNBA seems to be trying to quiet the noise of Caitlin Clark, not letting her shine to her full ability, and not, in turn, not helping your own players in the league, we were right. And this event proved it because the LPGA did literally everything correct. They capitalized on the moment. They found a way to put it on television. They allowed people to be there. Caitlin was signing autographs. They put their best golfer.
The LPGA didn't just do good business, they did great business. And watching that only highlighted how badly the WNBA mishandled its most valuable asset. It'd be nice if protecting stars mattered. It'd be nice if promoting excellence wasn't controversial. It'd be nice if letting greatness shine wasn't treated like favoritism.
It was so amazing. She's so sweet, so nice. It was nice to kind of get to spend some time with her. We've messaged a little on Instagram beforehand, but to get to spend some time with her and to see the influence that she has on people, bringing people out here.
But that's not how this league operates. And that's where this story stops being about golf. The league Adam Silver helped bankroll didn't just mishandle its biggest star, it openly invited chaos. Night after night, Caitlin Clark absorbed contact that would have triggered outrage in any other professional league. Hard fouls became routine. Cheap shots were brushed off as physical play. And while the league watched its most marketable asset get targeted, leadership remained silent. That silence spoke louder than any press release. Silver's phone started buzzing. Brand partners wanted answers. Networks wanted reassurance. Nobody could understand how a league desperate for attention was treating attention like a liability. Executives understood the math. If 10,000 new viewers show up, converting even a fraction matters. That's not a nuisance. That's a gift. That's momentum. But the WNBA didn't see momentum. They saw imbalance. They saw risk.
Would probably ever play this game. It's super fun and special for me. Like, I'm a fan of both of them, but a fan of, all the women on this tour. I think it's absolutely incredible.
And instead of leaning in, they pulled back. The speaking engagements. The panels. The safe, controlled appearances. The same recycled strategy pretending innovation. Corporate sponsors began asking why their investments were being funneled into a system actively resisting growth. Then came the moment that shattered the illusion. Clark stepped onto a golf course, and everything changed. Without basketball, without jerseys, without referees swallowing whistles, she dominated the conversation. Headlines followed instantly. Praise poured in. The internet reacted the way fans always do when excellence is allowed to breathe. That moment validated what critics had been saying all season. The issue was never Caitlin Clark. The issue was the league refusing to amplify what fans were clearly responding to. LPGA leadership didn't hesitate. They televised it. They welcomed crowds. They encouraged access. They showcased their stars alongside her. And just like that, the contrast became unavoidable. While golf celebrated opportunity, basketball spiraled into embarrassment. Adam Silver watched engagement metrics climb somewhere else. Social media growth surged. Merchandise tied to Clark outside basketball started outperforming WNBA products. Sports media followed the noise. They always do. Coverage exploded, and not one of those headlines benefited the league that actually employed her. That's when the tone of the phone calls changed. Sponsors weren't confused anymore. They were angry. Why were they funding an organization that actively discouraged fan enthusiasm? Why was a crossover moment being treated like a threat? Silver understood what was happening. The league wasn't just missing opportunities. It was sabotaging itself. Worse, it was doing it publicly. Executives from apparel, beverage, and insurance companies had already structured campaigns around Clark's visibility. Those plans were now useless. Marketing teams scrambled. Budgets shifted. Golf benefited. Basketball lost. The irony stung. A basketball player was proving another sport understood branding better than her own league. Then the formal letters arrived. Concerns about continued investment. Questions about leadership vision. Requests for emergency meetings. Silver's reputation took collateral damage. This wasn't just a WNBA issue anymore. This reflected on NBA oversight. Peers in professional sports noticed. Quietly at first. Then openly. How could a league desperate for relevance fail to protect relevance when it finally arrived? The comparisons became brutal. Golf looked welcoming. Basketball looked hostile. Golf looked smart. Basketball looked insecure. Every new data point made the problem harder to explain away. Clark's presence wasn't overshadowing anyone. It was elevating everything she touched. But elevation requires cooperation. And cooperation was nowhere to be found. As numbers continued rolling in, Silver realized the crisis had evolved beyond optics. Legal teams got involved. Clauses were examined. Promotional obligations were questioned. Sponsors didn't just feel disappointed. They felt misled. They had invested expecting access, visibility, and growth. Instead, they watched leadership block every request tied to the league's most valuable asset. Documentary proposals rejected. Expanded coverage declined. Signature campaigns dismissed. The evidence was undeniable. When Clark was promoted, engagement followed. When she wasn't, interest collapsed. That distinction mattered in courtrooms and boardrooms alike. The financial bleed accelerated. Attendance dropped. Ratings dipped. Merchandise sales crashed without her presence. The league proved it had become dependent on the star it refused to embrace. Meanwhile, other industries paid attention. Fashion brands called. Media companies pitched shows. Other leagues extended invitations. They saw what basketball ignored. A generational athlete with crossover appeal doesn't come around often. When she does, you protect her. You amplify her. You build around her. Instead, the WNBA created a case study in how to lose momentum at the exact moment it arrives. International leagues noticed. Alternative sports noticed. The blueprint was clear. Celebrate talent and benefit. Suppress it and suffer. Adam Silver was left staring at a mess that couldn't be quietly fixed. Every option carried consequences. Intervention risked backlash. Inaction guaranteed collapse. And hovering over it all was one undeniable truth. This wasn't about golf. It wasn't even about basketball. It was about leadership failing to understand what modern sports fans actually want. And once that failure went public, there was no putting it back in the box. Now let's look at what this really means for Adam Silver's legacy. He branded himself as a modern commissioner, someone who understood branding, visibility, and how stars drive leagues forward. What unfolded with the WNBA shattered that image completely. The handling of Caitlin Clark exposed a leadership structure unable to protect, promote, or even recognize generational talent. As the league stumbled, Silver's reputation sank with it. The golf moment became a permanent case study in mismanagement. Every public appearance Clark makes now invites comparison, and those comparisons never favor professional basketball. The optics are brutal. One sport embraced her. The other pushed her aside. Silver is trapped in a lose-lose scenario. Cleaning house admits years of neglect and oversight. Doing nothing guarantees continued financial decline and public embarrassment. Neither path preserves his credibility. Meanwhile, rival sports are paying attention. Golf didn't just welcome Clark, it sent a message to every elite athlete watching. Talent will be valued elsewhere. Women's sports don't fail because fans don't care. They fail when leadership refuses to adapt. This situation will follow Silver long after the headlines fade. If you enjoy sports power struggles and leadership failures, subscribe for more breakdowns like this.